The Magic Weekend 2024 is done and dusted. It's been frenetic, action-packed as usual. We're down in Hanson World RX team as the guys are packing up, ready to head for home. Let's see who we can catch up with. Timmy Hansen, I'm sure you're not desperate to chat to us. A really difficult weekend for both you and Kevin. Just talk us through it.
Yeah, like the performance wasn't really there, but I think the conditions today really suited the combustion cars because we do have this extra power in the electric, but we're also carrying a lot more weight. But we were actually never on full throttle on this lap, so we're kind of just carrying it. And also the way the transmission is built makes it much easier to brake with the combustion cars compared to the electric. Yeah, like in the end, in the finals, it was pure aquaplaning, all of the gravel. I lost a massive amount of time. I don't really know what happened. Yeah, of course, like disappointing, but still also I feel like we couldn't really have gotten more points from this weekend. So I think we grabbed everything that we could for my side, but of course we want to be better. But I think also the season will turn to sometimes be an advantage for the electric cars, hopefully. But yeah, for Höljes here, I think KMS did the right choice to go combustion.
Neerad next. You haven't been to Hungary competitively since 2013, so how much are you looking forward to going back to the Red Cauldron and, as you say, a clean sheet of paper?
Yeah, I got my first ever supercar win there, so it's fantastic memories. The track is like so raw, so extreme, so rallycross. So it will be great to be back there with the World Championship and this generation of cars, which are incredibly fast. So it will be a challenging weekend. It's a very punishing circuit where the walls are like super close and you need to send it.
Thank you, Timmy. We'll leave you alone. I'm sure you would rather be doing other things than chatting to us here. Kenneth Hansen. Just very quickly, mate. Sorry to interrupt. Sorry, Dominic.
Just pop up.
It's a super tough weekend. I'm going to pop away in a minute because I'm sure you don't want to be talking to me, but we just heard from Timmy. You've been through this many times in your career. It's all about regrouping now and building for the next events.
Yeah, absolutely. We need to find out and figure out why we were not on the podium this weekend, even if we had both cars in the final. So we have been struggling and so, but I'm sure we'll find out something. We are fast on some lap times, but we can't be consistent. So yeah, let's work on that.
Cool, thank you, Kenneth. We won't keep you. Oh, there's no food. I was hoping to steal something to eat, but there's nothing left. Molly, after you. Actually, Molly, we'll grab you quickly.
Oh, God.
No, not after you. I'm going to be rude. Tough weekend, really challenging conditions. I felt you were much more on top of the car today, and then it poured down with rain, and the conditions became all the more challenging.
Yeah, I really struggled a bit. Yesterday started off good, and then I just was chasing my tail a little bit, trying some things with the car to understand it better, and I think I kind of went the wrong direction. And then everything turned on its head today, and we really had to fight to get, make sure we got into the final because we were on the back foot. So I'm really happy with how we were able to turn around today. And I made a mistake on the joker. I didn't joker on the right lap. So that's a lesson for me. But yeah, still to be kind of in that podium fight was a real positive and more than I was expecting from the first time out here. So lots of positives to take away from the weekend. Lots of good battles. So learned a lot.
Your background is rallying, of course. You do Extreme E as well, but how much are you enjoying being in this rallycross paddock for the events you do? Yeah,
it's so much. It's fun and it's so different. Yesterday I was a bit frustrated because you make one mistake and you lose it all. Whereas rally, you slide wide on a corner, and you do that quite often, to be honest, and kind of get away with it. So it's a very different discipline, more like Extreme E for sure, but then the cars, it's more like you're driving a tarmac car on gravel. So I guess it's a very different driving style, and I'm finding I'm having to kind of adapt so much to what is comfortable and kind of push myself into that place where it feels a bit uncomfortable, but it's starting to gel now, so that's nice. Just got to push through that first barrier, I think.
Thank you, Molly. Good luck next weekend. We'll see you in Portugal. I was going to go over to the Yellow Squad team, but we've had 3 Hansen Yellow Squad interviews, so let's see who else we can find. Everyone packing up, Liam, ready to hit the road. Of course, Hungary's at the end of the month, and I would expect the weather to be rather different there. Anthony Pelfren. I don't know if I want to go in here really because they're watching the action at the moment. Let's leave them to it. I definitely don't want to hear my own voice on the commentary. That'll be weird. Ulrich Linnemann's packed up over there. People are packing up quickly here, aren't they? Of course, the event finished relatively early, 3 o'clock finish. Let's have a quick word with this man. David Mansfield, you came here with an objective. Patrick won here last year, and of course you were looking to repeat that. Super difficult conditions, both in the car and from the spotter cell today.
Yeah, well, we couldn't see after the first turn for about half a lap, which was wild. I don't think the guys in the cars could see much either. The start was absolutely crazy. Everyone was together. Everyone got a relatively good start together. Carnage, and then the dust settles for turn 2, and then you've basically got to figure out strategy really quick. And we're looking at everything. All the spotters are looking at each other to see who's done what. And yeah, we managed to get out in front in some clean air and get a good joker, and basically he done his job today.
How much of a difference has it made having Ollie here this weekend? Patrick was racing on his own here last year, and having that second car, a bit of feedback from a different race can only help with the information that's shared in the team.
100%, yeah, and having another spotter obviously in the same team as you means you can kind of split strategies, that kind of thing, which is awesome. But really having Ollie here has meant that we can, although they're different cars, we can do a lot with the strategy that we're trying. So we can do different jokers, different main laps, different lines, and in a track that's developing as much as this one, it's been huge to find out where the grip was. Like some of Patrick's moves around the outside only came because Ollie tried that on the track earlier in the day. So we'd never normally try that, and it worked, and as a result he's got one of the best overtakes in rallycross history, I'd say.
Thank you, mate.
Cheers.
See you in Hungary. I can see all of the other Team RX boys avoiding my eye line. Ollie O'Donovan, I'm going to interrupt very quickly. You're very bright. Your race is at least. How much have you enjoyed racing here in Julius? First time you've been back for a few years.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been here. I enjoyed it. The car went well. Perhaps I could have been quicker, but I was driving safe. I know I was very, very slow on the Joker, and I lost my cues by not being quick enough on the Joker. But listen, a great track. What a track! Even on the last semi-final I done, the conditions were so bad, so slippery. I still enjoyed the racing. Brilliant.
And you weren't here last year for Patrick's first win at this level, so how special has it been to experience that with him this weekend and be here as a whole team?
Brilliant. I mean, I was really, really happy for him. As soon as he was over the line, I was first by above in the podium waiting for him. It took him half an hour to get there. Where the bloody hell was he? But no, it was brilliant to be here. Brilliant for the team. Great start to a short season, so can't ask for any more.
Thank you, Ollie. Ollie's, watch this, Jack Liam. Ollie's absolutely right there. Only 4 rounds in the European Championship this year, so you cannot afford to drop the ball at all. There is Batopnik Racing just packing up. See if anyone's around. Mr. Liimatainen was very good today. There's someone we can chat to. Jesse Kallio from all sorts of fame before, RX2 especially, now you're rallying in Finland, but how much have you enjoyed working with the team this weekend, and especially when the pace has been so competitive with both cars?
It's always nice to be around, and of course sometimes I miss the rallycross paddock, so this is a good way to be here, and Mika, he had a really good pace. It's incredible that it's his first time and second round in the European, so it's really good to bear.
I'd say he got a little bit lucky with the grid positions in the semi-final, able to make that start, but the pace was amazing. And then in the final again, the early joker, he did joker early, didn't he? And then caught back up. You must enjoy being involved in that process when the strategy is really working.
Yeah, of course, it's always nice when you get everything together. And of course, Patrick was really fast in the final, so we couldn't match his pace, but still it was not too far from him, and strategy and everything went well, so we are really happy to start the season like this.
Are you on board for the year?
Hopefully most of the race. Maybe I have some classes with Bradley, but I try to be in most of the races.
Thank you, Jesse. Thank you. See you soon. Jesse Kallio, who started an RX Academy with Set Promotion and Jussi Pinamäki, another Finnish team, and then raced in RX2E, Supercar Lights. There is Ikkonen's Hyundai. We're going to go wet feet, I think, here, Liam. There is Ulrich Linnemann's setup. Great job from the Linnemann promotion outfit to get that Polar repaired. It was all in vain, really, in the end, because they didn't make it through to the semi-finals, but it was going to be a big ask, given that he'd failed to finish with that massive roll in Heat 2 and then didn't start in Heat 3. Let's have a look in Kristoffersen Motorsport, see who we can find. They're upstairs, so let's see if we can interrupt. This is proper behind the scenes. I don't know if we're actually allowed in here, so let's see. 2 seconds. I'm going to sneak in. Johan Kristoffersen, can we grab a very quick word? Super difficult conditions today. You talked about the starts being a real challenge in this car. No pre-launch, a lot of data to analyse. How satisfied are you, of course, with the performance, but with that element of the weekend?
Yeah, I think that was maybe what I'm most proud of the weekend, to be honest. I mean, I just have to stop this one like that. Yeah, because the launch just really was the key to success today. And I think, like I said, the semi-final launch I did today was maybe one of the best best internal combustion engine launches I ever done. So that was just a perfect takeoff, no wheel spin, and just a perfect takeaway. So yeah, that was a very good launch. Tried to replicate that in the final against Niklas, but didn't manage to do it. So had a little bit of wheel spin, but then just the last 5 meters on the tarmac, I managed to get the traction back and shoot me out of the tarmac on towards the gravel and came side by side with Niklas. And then I had a bit more speed entering the gravel, so I had the momentum to pass him. And yeah, on track the car was really flying. So, but maybe one of the most tricky conditions I ever driven in Höljes. So very difficult, but seems that it suits us very well. Also with Ole Christian, almost got a parking ticket on the start line before he left. So and then come back and yeah, challenging Niklas exit of the Joker for P2. That's a strong message, and also very happy with all our partners and engineers and mechanics that made the car so good for the conditions when it is tricky, because you need all that feedback from the chassis to tell us how much grip it is.
Thank you, and from a great start to a not great start. OC, I thought you were dead and gone at the start of the final because you were still on the grid when everyone was on the way to turn 1. But from my point of view, that might be the rallycross drive of your career so far. A stunning fight back to get to where you did.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well. That when I bogged in the start there, I was like, oh my God, now this is going to be difficult. And then I was like, okay, I restart and okay, here we go. Try to make the best out of it and climb some positions at least. But yeah, no, I mean, strong drive, felt good, and but I mean, it wouldn't have been possible without the car that we have had. Okay, we struggled. Johan was a little bit better than me on the launches today, so we need to figure out what I'm doing wrong or exactly what is happening. So. That should have been better, but okay, we'll figure that out. But anyway, wouldn't have been possible with these guys that we have with us and the car that they have built for us, and of course also big thanks to all our partners for making this possible.
Thank you, Ole Christian. I'll leave you guys to watch the race back. I have to say, this is a super insight into World Championship. Tommy Kristoffersen, thank you for supporting WorldRX as you do with 4 cars here this weekend. That's a massive effort from KMS. I tell you what, where else in World Championship, FIA World Championships, can you get that sort of access into the leading team of the championship? Loads of tyres, loads of unused tyres here. Out the back, these are going to be ready for Hungary in a few weeks' time. More tyres. When you're running 4 cars and you get 18 tyres for the weekend, you've got plenty of rubber around you. Watch your step, Liam. Right, let's see where else we go before we wrap up. Ollie Johan, well done, mate. Spotter for OC Veiby. Ale Fuchik in the ex-Kristoffersen Polo. Let's have a pop into Volland Racing and see if anybody's about in here that we can grab hold of. Hey guys. Yeah. See who's out the back here. Here's a man I want to speak to quickly. Damien Litvinovic, super tough start to the weekend. Didn't joker in the first heat, you had good pace, but a great fight back. And how pleased are you to finish the weekend on a high on your debut in RX1?
Yeah, this is my dream debut, to be honest. Didn't expect. My dream was to be in the final. So yeah, the dream was come true after the semi-final, and then we got the third place. So yeah, dream came true. I'm very happy about the results. So yeah, but yeah, the start of the weekend was very hard with this joker lap thing. It was hard for me a little bit, but now I always look at the screen to see what lap is it, because before I didn't look at it, to be honest. So that's why this mistake.
And the conditions today, you've got lots of experience in front-wheel drive, but in four-wheel drive you've done a bit of testing, but I've just talked to Johan Kristoffersson. They said they were some of the worst conditions he's experienced in rallycross, and it must be super tough to still be learning a car and be in these conditions for the first time.
Yeah, this condition was awful. To be honest, I never driven in like these conditions before, so it was very hard for me. I was just driving, not to touch any curb, not to damage my wheels, just to be safe and be free.
Well done, mate. See you in Hungary. I know you've driven there recently. Let's dive in here quickly. Nils Volland, what went on at the start, mate, of your final? Because we saw you with the door open. We saw you're looking down at the control panel. Just talk us through what actually happened.
Yeah, I had some problem with the car. Then I tried to stop, but of course it's not possible like that, because I was a little bit scared that maybe somebody hits me from the back. Yeah, but then I was a little bit nervous. The car was still able to drive, so I did a false start because it was everything happened for me. And yeah, then I could restart the car and everything worked fine.
So we were told in commentary for Race Control that they didn't think you had done a jump start, it was a full restart, and you didn't have to do jokers. Did you have that info? Did you joker twice to be safe? What was the situation there?
I did joker twice because I moved for sure the car, so for me it was pretty clear that I did a false start. Maybe they stopped already because I was waving, but for sure I did anyway a false start because yeah, I was moving, I think, 2 seconds too early.
And a great start to your year. To win here in Julius, you're in for a championship challenge. You did so well last year. It's so important to get these points on the board.
Yeah, it was good. In the beginning I was a little bit struggling with the tires, but I think afterwards I got into some rhythm and it felt good.
Thank you, Nils.
Thank you.
See you in Hungary in a few weeks' time. Lots of positive results for the Volland squad this weekend. I've been pointed in this direction. Where are we going, Liam? CE dealer team. I thought I led this. Liam's now directing where we should go, and that's absolutely fine. So much activation from the Volvo side of this paddock. CE dealer team by Volvo Construction Equipment. Had so many guests here. Their coaches coming into the paddock last night to take the people away from the after party. Oh, I don't know who that is anyway. Hi, Howridge.
Michael Chen, County Offaly, how are you getting on? I'm going all weekend. What do you want?
I don't know. Your first weekend on the job, World RX 2024 is underway. We spent a lot of time together, mate, so I'm not overly happy about that, but how much have you enjoyed this experience?
To reiterate it, I think everybody on the team has been great. We have spent a lot of time together. Bit of time apart between now and Hungary is a good thing, I think. Just let the revs drop a bit. But no, it's been great, hasn't it? And it's nice to come back to World Rallycross, Hal, because I haven't done it for a couple of years. And it's been, we've come back with a bang, haven't we? Particularly the battle technologies. I'm sure you've been talking about that in your paddock walk here. But, internal combustion engine, 2 electric nil at the start of the weekend. I love the electric cars, but at the start of the weekend I did say I'm a traditionalist and I like hook and gears and all that kind of stuff. The driving style that's required with an internal combustion engine as opposed to electric. So nice to see Johan Kristoffersson doing so well, but frankly throughout the rest of the year I'd like to see other people taking the fight to him, so that because we don't want to.
What are we going to do about that, mate? What are we going to do?
We have to speak to the FIA about it. I reckon he's got to do an extra lap. Do you know what I mean? Just get written into the regs.
I'm up for that.
6.2.213 of regulation B means Johan Kristoffersson's got to do another lap. But that Polo, seriously, mate, it was hooked up, wasn't it? It looked so
no starts.
Good. Yeah, incredible. And there was also so much pressure on his shoulders, particularly in the wet, trying to get the car. And if you look at the final from round 2 today, he actually didn't get the jump initially. Nicholas got the jump on him, and then within half a second in his head, he's just managed the throttle position, used the torque of the engine, and he gets back ahead of him going into turn 1. That's how good he is. You can put Jan Kristoffersen in anything and he'll be able to drive it quickly. But in answer to your question, I've loved every single second of it. I am done talking to you now. I'm going this way. You carry on with whatever it is that you're doing on your little walk and have fun. Bye-bye.
Jenny's off to see Taylor Swift, and we're going to go to CE dealer team quickly before we wrap up. Let's go this side of this little machine. Liam, see who we can find. Did I see Jussi Punamäki over there? Yes, I did. We haven't spoken to Jussi all weekend, so let's have a quick chat. Nico, well done, mate. And we're going to have to interrupt, which is going to be terribly rude. I'm really sorry to interrupt.
Which one are you taking?
You, of course, mate. We haven't spoken to you for a while. Jussi Punamäki, first of all, congratulations. I think it's been tough the last couple of years, hasn't it, with the development of this concept. And from the outside, at least, CE dealer team's taken a big step up in consistency and pace this weekend.
Yeah, I feel the same. I mean, today on wet we were not quite where we want to be, but yesterday both of the drivers had the speed, which was nice, and we've worked quite a lot to reach that next level. And it seems that we've done something right now. The pace was, like I said, good for both drivers. Clara did amazing race. Lap times were consistent, not a single big mistake over the day, and got the result in the end. Nippe had some bad luck, but he stepped it up today. So yeah, like you say, I feel that we have done something right.
As a former driver, I don't know if you'd like to call yourself a former driver, but as a former driver, we all miss it, don't we? And today's like today. Sometimes it's nice to be standing outside the car when the conditions are as tough as they were.
Yeah, and you know, I'm spotting Clara nowadays, and when you are spotting a car, it's almost like you are inside the car many times. And yeah, I agree. Today was really challenging, and especially before the semi-finals when it was pouring down rain, it was tough. But that's how it is sometimes, and that's rallycross. That's every track is a different. But luckily here in Höljes, the track is always well prepared, and even in these conditions, the track gave the drivers a chance to do a good race.
Speaking of which, Hungary next. We haven't been there with WorldRX before. Of course, you've been there many times with the European Championship. That's going to throw up a different challenge for all the top teams here.
Yeah, for sure. Hungary, one of probably my personal favorite track. Proper old school rallycross track, a lot of elevation, some small jumps, some blind corners. I think it's going to be really entertaining race ahead of us in 3 weeks.
We'll see you there. Thank you, Jussi.
Thank you.
We'll wrap up there. I just want to say thank you to all of these people in the paddock that give so much of their time for these little paddock walks. They don't have to give us the access that they do, and to be in an FIA World Championship that allows us to walk into the back of a truck, to walk up to people and to interrupt their conversations is very lucky for us. This is a special place to be. I absolutely love this sport. I cannot wait to get going in Hungary in just a few weeks' time. Keep up to date with everything on the WorldRX social media channels, and check out Rally TV when we are in Nagyarad at the end of July.